Yeah, and that's the thing with knowing which path to take is that, but then it ends up fizzling out because it's like it's not truly in line with
Yeah.
what I should be doing. Like I need to find like what makes me really happy.
Yes.
And
Hey everyone, it's David. I'm on a mission to help people connect with their life path and their authentic self using tarot, astrology, and numerology. Today we're talking with Liz from Australia, really about the importance of finding your path and how you almost need to build up a shield so you can kind of get through all the naysayers or people out there who may try to doubt you on your life path. And so
mhm.
your North Node is in Capricorn, so this is a quest for maturity. You have a tendency to become over dependent on other people and cling to them as if you were a child. You burden others with your real or imagined emotional problems, wanting to take a parental role, and spend a lot of your life searching for a father figure unless you can rise to the challenge of becoming responsible in your own life. And you need to let go of any personal problems and work towards, your own respected place in the world.
That's where I feel like this nine cycle is coming into it.
The first house. So this says this represents a quest for identity. You need to leave behind past life habits of submerging yourself in others and finding a balance between self-assertion and giving to others.
Yeah, because I like at the moment, like I'm trying to find my own thing to do. Like, I spend a lot of time reading about other things or what other people are doing, but then I'm like, I'm just getting lost in other people's work. Like I just need to do my own thing. And, I just can't I tend to rely on like, oh, what someone else done, that was successful. It's like, why can't I do what I need to do to be successful without relying on, information from an outer source?
So your Uranus is in the first house, which is part of your quest for, self-identity. Is you have an eccentric personality with an urge to express yourself in erratic and dynamic fashion. You may defy conventions or be an unusual leader, but you'll be an original.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, because my partner's parents are very Christian, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Christian and I don't like following something that I don't agree with just because everyone else is doing it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we've got, happy solstice up everywhere and
Yes.
we've made our own thing where like the solstice dragon comes to our house. So
Yeah.
I've just like totally made up our own tradition.
That's great. I like
And but
that.
other people don't really like it or they don't get it. But because I'm really starting to get pushed to more spiritual sides, but I don't want to be airy fairy. Like I still want to be grounded in what I do.
Yeah. There has never been a better time than now to be a spiritual worker because it's more commonly accepted. They said, but your hangups may come from past lives. If you want to be a spiritual worker in this life, it's likely you're a spiritual worker in a previous life or previous lives. And back
Yeah.
then you were, hung at the stake or burned alive. Like the environment
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
way worse for people
Yeah.
outside of the mainstream, whatever, restricted belief systems. So now it's better, but you still have all the hangups that are bound to come up as you get closer and closer to trying to self-actualize. The struggle with that is going to be, and hopefully after you may just have to like feel it and eat it in this 9 year,
Yeah.
and then after that, as you go into your one, you'll kind of come out the other side. But some of that is going to be, how are you able to authentically express yourself or connect with your personal life path and have such confidence in it that it drives you where you want to be if you're just going to be feeling like, well, it's the damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like, oh, as soon as I
Yeah.
do, like I should step out in my authentic self, but as soon as I do, I'm going to get attacked for XYZ from XYZ people, right?
Yeah. I'm totally feeling that pull. Yeah.
And I would say it would be the hardest to do, especially if it's either close people or family or people who should have an
I
influence
just
from you.
know what other people think and just I can read other people. So it's like it doesn't make it feel very comfortable.
Yeah, if you're sensitive or intuitive and you're like, hey,
Mm.
what's going on? I was like, well, I just opened up this, or I started doing this practice, or I went to this, conference, and be like, shouldn't you be doing something else? Or shouldn't you? I totally disagree with
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah.
totally. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
We are our own worst enemy at
Mm.
self-limiting beliefs for where we want to be in our lives. And
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why
absolutely.
I want to do this. So it's like, how dare we allow other people to pile up on top of that,
I
or
know.
even like, and now I'm very sensitive to like doing it to other people. It's like, oh, how dare I project anything negative onto someone else because they've got their own internal struggles they're working on. For anyone else to kind of like be a naysayer for whatever they want to
Yeah.
do is like totally crippling and demoralizing, you know?
I know. And like these people probably go home and then they don't give you another thought anyway. They don't
Yeah.
actually care.
At some point as you get older, you're like, I just don't have the time and the energy for it.
Yeah.
So, my mom passed last month from
I'm
Parkinson's.
sorry.
Yeah. And so
Oh,
thank you.
wow.
So she had a rough go for like 3 years. So it's like, man, you know, it's even seen it's like, oh, we have so many years, stuff like that. I always, most people think of like perfectly healthy years and then it's all over, right? But seeing, you know, a quick and steady decline with my mom. So it's like her world
Yeah.
became very small very quickly. And so like she couldn't eventually,
Gives
you
me
know,
goosebumps.
yeah, couldn't, I mean, that's like, it was very motivating to me every time I got, you know, I would go home and visit her during the pandemic. It was hard, but it's like, I'm like, I gotta go out and like live because, you know, we think I
Yeah,
have so many years, but we don't have so many healthy years. And like, you know, my mom went from like
that is so true.
doing what she wanted to like, her world became like leaving the house to go to a doctor's appointment became a full day or a big day, you know? And it's like, how dare we, while we're healthy, you know, kind of be afraid to step into ourselves or do what we think would make us happier just because we're afraid of what other people might say, when at the end of the day, whenever we're sick or we have struggles and stuff like that, like they're not going to be there for us and we're just going to be sitting. That's why I want to do this. We're going to be sitting with our regret at the end of our lives and be like, why was I so worried about what XYZ people would say when they're not that important to me, or they're not, you know, in my life and in important ways today.
Yeah, thank you. That's very inspiring speech.
Thank you. That's one
Yeah,
of my goals, and that's the
that hit, yeah,
yeah.
that hit home.